let's jump into problem 22.8. A non-counterbalancing error. So this contrasts with counterbalancing errors, which are ones that reverse themselves the next year. So we make an error one year, and by the end of the next year, it has reversed back out and things are on track. We still have to do corrections. Non-counterbalancing errors are ones that don't reverse the next year. We make an error, and it's with us for years to come. Creston Millwork manufactures custom cabinetry. While preparing its December 31st, 2031 financials, Creston discovered that a CNC routing system purchased and placed in service on January 4th, 2029 at a cost of $150,000 was charged to repairs and small tools expense at acquisition. So, okay, let's sort of here's what we did. And we debit, I'm just going to call it repairs expense for $150K, credit cash for $150K, and obviously that's a mistake, very common mistake for us to be looking for, but here's what we ought to have done, what we should have done, which is debit, what is this? I'm going to call it equipment, CNC machine, equipment, $150K, credit cash, $150K. But as a consequence, and this was, when was this? This was in 2029, January 2029, January 2029. Well, today it's 2031 and we discover the error, right? Well, preparing the December 31st, 2031 statements, we figured out, oh, shoot, we called something repair expense when we should have called it capital, like 2-3 years ago. So we got to fix the error, but it's an old error. So that's what we're kind of up against. The system has a 10-year useful life, no residual value. Okay, so there's knock-on effects, right? What we should have done was debit equipment, credit cash, $150, but we also should have depreciated the thing. So December 31st, 2029, we should have recorded depreciation expense. Expense, credit AD, and for how much? Well, it's $150,000 over 10 years, no residual value, is $15,000 a year. So $15K, and we should have done that December 31st, 2030, debit depreciation expense, credit AD, $15K, and in fact, we're going to have to do it on December 31st, 2031, debit depreciation expense, credit AD for $15K. We haven't gotten to the required yet, but this is like floating around in the back of my mind. Here's what we did. Here's what we should have done. Oh my goodness, we're pretty far apart, aren't we? Creston depreciates such equipment on a straight line basis. Because the system was never recorded as an asset, no depreciation has ever been recorded on it, including for 2031. The 2029 and 2030 books are closed. 2031 books remain open, meaning if I want to do a prior period adjustment, it's these items and this item that needs adjusting. This one I can just do a straightforward journal entry for because, it's still 2031. The books are still open, so I don't, not a lot of drama with that one. No corrections have yet been recorded. Income taxes can be ignored. It says prepare correcting entry, assuming that the books are still, the 2031 books are open. 2029, 2030 books are closed. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the correcting entry. So we've got some issues. We've got to put equipment on the books for what it's on the books for. So here's the correction. So again, it's December 31st, 2031. We're going to put the equipment on the books because it's not on the books. So let's debit equipment for $150K. We're going to have to put the accumulated depreciation on the books. Now, I would just do these two. I'll do this in a separate entry. I've seen it where they combine them, but I'm going to just do the sort of books closed entry in one and then the books open entry in another. So let's put the AD on the books because we need the AD, and it's $30K of AD up to the opening of this year. Now, what of the other $120K? And the answer is retained earnings. Credit retained earnings for $120. Now, why credit retained earnings for $120? Well, we debited an expense for $150. That ends up in retained earnings as a debit to retained earnings of $150. And what we look through our other entries and we go, well, this expense would end up in retained earnings. This expense would end up in retained earnings. So 30 grand ending up in retained earnings is okay. 150 grand ending up in retained earnings is not. So 150 minus the 30 that's okay means we got to fix 120 grand worth of debits to retained earnings by crediting retained earnings. That's the fix. Now, what of this last entry? Well, we just do it. Like December 31st, 2031, we go, okay, well, we got this year's depreciation, debit depreciation expense, credit AD for 15K, and it's fixed. That is all she wrote. We have fixed the issue. Our equipment's on the books for 150K. Our AD at the end of this year is 45K. We've reversed out the effects of that mistake. We'll have to fix the retained earnings in our comparative statements if we recast them, but our books are now up to date and everything is as it should be. Now it says, state the correcting entry that would be required if the 2031 books had already been closed. So maybe we discover this in early 2032 and the books are closed on 2031. Well, everything's the same except for this piece. We're not going to debit depreciation expense. So it's also going to, well, I'll show you. So let me I'm looking for my pen here, make it purple. I'll do it here. So we basically are doing the same correction entry, December 31st, 2031. We want to put equipment on the books, debit equip for 150K. We want to put AD on the books. Now our new AD that we want to put on the books because the year's closed is 45K. It's those three. And the balance goes to retained earnings. Retained earnings for 105, and I think we're all set. And again, the reason being we debited repairs expense for 150, meaning 150 got debited to retained earnings. As we depreciate, though, it's 15, 45K would be debited to retained earnings anyway in those three closed years. So because of that, our retained earnings is only off by 105. And so that's why we fix it by 105, just 150 minus the 45. And there we have it. We made it to the end of 22.8a. As always, if these videos help, I hope you'll help me with a thumb or a sub. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye for now. The next video in our series is right up here. And if you want a supercut of all of the videos in this series, that's the one down below.